This is Kamera again. My first few minutes with God, day number 19, Genesis chapter 22-24. God tells Abraham to go to a mountain to sacrifice his son Isaac, his only son Isaac. And he takes Isaac, he takes two servants with them on this journey. And 3 days into the journey, he tells his servants to just settle, in that a particular spot. He and Isaac are going to continue the journey to go and worship God. So he and Isaac, they're walking. Isaac has the wood on his shoulders. Abraham has the rest of the items used for the sacrifice. Isaac looks around, Dad, where's the sheep that we're supposed to sacrifice? And Abraham tells them God will provide. Isn't that something? So when they get to their destination, Abraham builds the altar, set up the wood, ties his son down. And just as he's about to sacrifice his son, an angel stops him. Abraham, Abraham, don't hurt your son. I know for a fact now that you fear God and you will hold nothing back from the Lord, even your son, your only son. So Abraham looks up. He stops what he's doing. He looks up and he sees a ram in a bush. So he takes the ram and he sacrifices the ram. Isn't that something? And so God then reaffirms everything. He reaffirms all the promises that he had told Abraham, his covenant, told Abraham that he is blessed. He will be blessed even more, and that he will be a blessing to every nation. So we actually fall under that blessing of Abraham because of his obedience. Isn't that something? So they leave and they go back home. Fast forward, Sarah dies. 127 years old, she dies, right? So, of course, this was very hard for Abraham, but he went ahead and he went and found a burying place for her. He found a cave that he liked, and he purchased the cave and the surrounding lands. And he paid 400 pieces of silver for that land. This is a permanent possession for Abraham and his descendants. So they'll have a place to be buried. Isn't that something? So fast forward, as Abraham got even older, he thought of his son Isaac. He needed a wife. So he charged his servant to go out and get Isaac a wife, but he wanted the wife to come from his native land, one of his relatives. And so he had this servant to vow that he would get Isaac a wife from one of his relatives. And he told him, because the servant was kind of skeptical, but he told him, Abraham told him, an angel will go ahead of you and locate that wife for you. And so he went on his journey. The servant went on his journey, and he prayed himself and asked God to help him be successful in his venture. He was so specific about it as well. So lo and behold, he sees, these women, and Rebecca comes up to him, and she does exactly as his prayer was. Isn't that something? Come to find out, she's from Abraham's family. So of course that servant is so happy. God answered his prayers, and he praised God for that. So he explains to Rebecca who he is. He gives Rebecca some jewelry. Anyway, Rebecca and her brother, they invite him. Brother spotted that jewelry his sister had too. So they invite the servant there to the family for dinner, or for him to stay with them. And the servant explains his mission, and he talks about Abraham, how God has blessed him, how he's very rich, and how the Lord has sent him, how Abraham has sent him to get Isaac a wife. And he told him about the prayer and how Rebecca is that wife for Isaac. And so they ask Rebecca, is she okay with that? Is she okay to go? And yeah, she says yes, she is. So they went ahead and they blessed Rebecca. They prayed for her, and they sent her on her journey. And get this, when Isaac sees her, when she sees Isaac, they're pleased. He's pleased, and she is his wife. And so there you have it, guys. That's it. Day number 19, Genesis chapter 22-24. You have a God-filled, blessed day.